Hi, I'm Pastor Dave, and I'll never forget the time my wife told me she was pregnant with our first daughter. It freaked me out. I know I was supposed to respond with joy and excitement and passion and enthusiasm, but honestly, the predominant feeling I felt was just this intense pressure, just this overwhelming responsibility. I was going to be a parent, responsible for another life. Man, it freaked me out. I think those feelings are really God-given feelings. Because as parents, we are responsible for our kids. We're responsible for them in so many ways. But one of the primary ways, is we're responsible for the faith development of our kids, for their spiritual lives, for their spiritual growth. And God says that's true. He says, moms, dads, it's up to you. And so I want to talk with you today about what your parents need from you to be intentional and active about passing on a faith relationship with Christ to their own kids. Because you can make a difference. You can help your parents do it better. The first thing your parents need is they need motivation. They need to be motivated that they can make a difference. They need to hear that moms are the number one influence in the lives of kids when it comes to their faith. They need to understand that dad is a close second. You might think the church, you might think your pastor, you might think the Sunday school has a significant influence. Your parents need to hear you tell them they have the most significant influence on their child's faith. No one else even comes close. They need to understand their responsibility. They need to hear stories of other parents who've done it and done it well. They need to hear testimonies from kids who've grown up with a faith relationship with Jesus Christ and how it's made a difference in their lives in the hard times. They need to hear that kids who have an active faith relationship with Christ are far less likely to be involved in at-risk behaviors like early sexual activity, drugs, alcohol, bad grades. That'll motivate your parents. That'll get their attention. Help them understand that it's up to them, that they will make the difference, that they can make a difference. Motivate them, remind them, tell them, moms, dads, it's up to you. We're here to help you. You can do it. Second, your parents don't just need motivation, they need expectations. You have two groups of parents in your church. Parents who grew up in the Christian church, parents who grew up as Christians in Christian families, and parents who are new believers. And you might be tempted to think that your parents who grew up in Christian families, that they've got it dialed in, that they know what they're doing, that they don't really need much help. You're wrong. Statistics tell us that we are a long way away from that. Statistics tell us that most Christian homes actually aren't doing anything spiritual at home. Christian homes pretty much means they're coming to church, they're taking their kids to Sunday school, and they're checking off that box. I did my job. Let me tell you what the statistics say. 27% of church kids experience either family devotions, prayer, or Bible reading in the home. That means literally about 3 out of every 4 kids are experiencing none of those. No prayer, no devotions, no Bible reading. Statistics also say 29% have experienced a family service project. That means literally 2 out of every 3 kids never serve alongside mom and dad. 28% have talked with mom about faith. Only 28%. Again, these are church kids. Kids who are in church every week, and only 28% of them have talked with mom about faith. And worse yet, only 13% have had a significant faith conversation with dad. 13%. Your parents who grew up in Christian homes, they need your help. They need new expectations. They need to know that what you expect of them, that you're telling them that's their job, that God is saying it's their job. They need to be motivated. They need new expectations, and finally, they need implementation. They need you to show them how to do it because they don't know. And it's intimidating to think of yourself as the primary spiritual kind of guide for your child when you have no idea how to do it. That will freak some of your parents out. So show them. Show them that it's not as hard as they think. Model it for them. Show them exactly what they need to do. What does it look like to teach a 3-year-old about Jesus Christ? What does it look like to pass on the faith to a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old? How exactly do I pray with my child? How exactly Can we serve as a family? How can we read the scriptures together? Show them how to do it. They want to know. They will respond. And finally, you've got to send them home with tools. There's got to be some tools that you give them that say, hey, you can do this. You can go home with it. And here's some things that will help you. Some things that will help you serve in our church and in the community. Some things that will help you pray. Here's a devotion book that will work perfectly with your 3-year-old. It will be successful. Moms, dads, you can do this. They need motivation from us. They need expectations from us. And they need implementation from us. And remember this, the ultimate goal is not to have cool, splashy events that parents are impressed with, that people have fun at. No, the ultimate goal is that moms and dads start to do it in the home. That they start to pray with their kids and bless their kids and serve with their kids and worship with their kids and read the scriptures with their kids. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for moms and dads taking an active, intentional role in the faith development of their own kids. If they had a great time at your event and go home and nothing changes, that's not success. On the other hand, if your event bombs, things go terribly wrong, but all of a sudden your families are starting to pray together and do devotions and read scriptures and serve together, those are successful events. Those are life-changing events. Those are events that will make a difference in your families, with your parents, and with your children. You want to know why I'm so passionate about this? You want to know why I'm so passionate about the take-it-home approach, about a faith-at-home driven church? It's because of these guys, my kids. You know, I'm a pastor. I've been to seminary. I've had theological training. But you know what? I don't know if I would have been intentional about blessing my kids, about praying with my kids, about reading the scriptures with my kids. I don't know if I would have been as intentional as I am if it weren't for our church. If it weren't for our church motivating me and giving me expectations and giving me tools for implementation. But they did. Our church came alongside me and said, here's what you need to do as a dad. You can do it. It will make a difference. And so I started doing it with my 4-year-old daughter and my 1.5-year-old son. And it is making a difference. They're learning about Christ, not just from their Sunday school teachers and the pastors at our church, but from me, their dad, not Pastor Dave, just Daddy. Reading Bible stories at bedtime, blessing them in the morning, doing memory verses on the swing set. They're growing in their relationship with Christ. And you know what? Not just them, me too. And that's why I'm passionate about it, because that same thing can happen for your families. Your parents can do it. Your parents can make a difference, and it will make a difference in the lives of your kids.